My name is Gonzalo Brujo. I am the Global President at Interbrand. And here are my biggest lessons. You need to be surrounded by the very best people. This is critical for success. Try to have a diversified team, as eclectic as possible, as international as possible. Diversity is critical for success. And I think you need to find the very best. Usually when I try to do my teams, or when I try to work with my teams, I usually spend a lot of time with the interviews with the future employees that will be working with me. Again, it is not only about a proper meeting and review the CV, but it is also about spending quality time with them, going to dinner or going to lunch or trying to find something different to make sure that you try to understand their ambition, their purpose, their strategy, and to see if there is a chemistry fit between our teams and myself. Learning from failures is as important than learning from the successes. You know, we commit mistakes many times, and we will commit mistakes many times, as long as you determine and you stop and think what happened in the past. It is very important to see that today customers move faster than brands, customers move faster than corporations. And I think you need to learn about them. You need to learn about the customers. You need to understand. You need to listen as much as possible. You need to ask questions. And at the end of the day, not only looking at the winners, but also looking at the losers. What happened in the past? What happened with their business strategy? What happened with their product? What happened with their cultural strategy and acumen? So that is why listening is very, very important. And if you really understand the issues, then you can find different trajectories for the success going forward. Everyone is different, and I think you need to find creativity to try to inspire others as much as possible. You need to define your own purpose. I think you need to define as a person your own trajectory. I think you need to find your own behaviors to make sure that you can work as a leader within your team, within your organization as much as possible. You need to go beyond your traditional industry. I think in today's world, you need to be as creative as possible. And if you really want to be a good leader, I think you need to learn not only from your direct competitors and industries, but I think you need to go beyond. Again, if you are working in marketing or if you are working in financial services, it would be great to see what is happening in fashion, what is happening in travel and hospitality. You know, with that, I think you will learn different skills, different opinions, different point of views to try to be strong, better, and then you could find those creativities, you could find those amazing ideas to try to work against what will be your business strategies for the long run. In order to be a good leader, you need 70% consistency and 30% innovation. I remember when I was at college and I wanted to be the first triple major. That was impossible at that time. And I said, well, you know what? It is not only going to be a triple major, but it's also going to be cum laude. Finally, yes, I was cum laude and I had the triple major. I think the lesson here is to be consistent on every time. Push your boundaries. Go to the next level to make sure that you achieve your dreams. In order to be a good leader, you must embrace the behaviors of your company. Understand the company well, understand the culture well, understand the diversity of your company. Not everyone is the same, not everyone thinks equally. That is why you need to listen as much as possible. At the end of the day, the employees are going to be your ambassadors for success. You need to work with them as much as possible to make sure that your business strategy, your personal strategy, and your brand strategy are completely aligned.